The only way you lose any money is if me and you and your lender and your attorney are sitting at the closing table and you're like, this just doesn't feel right, and you get up and walk away and never talk to anyone again.
Got it.
Barring that scenario, you get every penny of your money back.
Okay. Makes me feel a lot better about all this.
Yeah. So the first thing I wish all buyers in Chicago knew was that they do not pay their real estate broker. So you could spend hours and hours, 20, 40, 60, 100 hours working with a real estate agent. And if at the end of the process you don't end up buying something, you do not pay a penny to your real estate broker. This is unique to Chicago. So for example, if you lived in New York City and you wanted to buy a property, you are paying your real estate broker. So the second thing I wish my buyers knew before they decided to purchase real estate is that $10,000 in purchase price is not a lot of money. If you walk into a property and it's $400,000, is the property of your dreams, and there's maybe 3 or 4 offers on it, I personally don't think you should lose the property over $10,000. I think it's important to understand that that $10,000 isn't really $10,000. That 10 grand is $2,000 today and $50 a month for the life of the loan. So the third thing I wish my buyers knew was that getting out of your lease is much easier than it sounds. I can't tell you how many times a buyer wants to modify their entire timeline because of their lease, but there are many ways you can get out of it. The first and easiest way is to just have a simple conversation with your landlord or property management company and explain to them directly, hey, I'm thinking about buying a place. Now that's the easiest way, and I would say that works maybe 80% of the time. But let's say that doesn't work. Well, first of all, your landlord is legally obligated to allow you to sublet. So that's one option. The second option is a buyout, because again, usually a landlord has it in the lease where you can pay a couple months rent and get out of the lease scot-free. And then the third option is the legal option. It's very rare that a lease is 100% buttoned up and perfect. So your lawyer, who you'll have during the real estate transaction, can usually find a loophole and get you out of the lease. The fourth thing I wish my buyers knew was that there are probably a dozen properties in Chicago that you will live a happy life in. It's important that you find 3 or 4 or 5 criteria that you must have. However, there are several properties that you're going to be able to lead a happy life in, and going into the process knowing that and setting perfection aside is super important. You will make the home perfect for you, so just focus on the big picture. The fifth thing that I wish buyers knew when they were buying real estate is that Chicago is a really old city, an old historical city, so that when they're walking through a property, it's not unusual for there to be a little slant in the floor or some creaks and cracks here or there. So it's very easy to get hung up on things looking and feeling old. However, some of those things, A, can be addressed, and B, even if they can't be addressed, settling, cracking, creaking, all of that is normal. It's important to have some people on your side that understand the difference between a superficial issue and one that can make or break a deal. So let's say you found the property of your dreams and you're under contract on it, you're moving towards closing. You have so many opportunities from the time that you write a contract till the time that you're sitting at a closing table to, frankly, change your mind. And if you do, there are many places in the contract spelled out where you can walk away. So a lot of people are afraid that they're gonna make a wrong decision or they're gonna get stuck with a property that they don't want. But there's time built in to make sure that A, you want the property, B, that it's in physically good condition, and C, that you're not getting legally bound to something that's going to be a problem for you in the future.
Okay. Makes me feel a lot better about all this.
Yeah, no. So that's why you got experts. You're gonna have
Yeah,
me,
for sure.
an attorney, an inspector, an appraiser, just like, people protecting you from all angles.
Yeah. No, I think that sounds like a good plan.